driving on the tracks, and so much more. Come along with all things outdoors.
Welcome back to another episode, folks. As I hinted to in the last camping episode that I did, I was working on a new camper setup for the dual cab diagonal ute camper setup, and this is it basically. So I'll show you a clip now of how it actually works, because it's a bit more elaborate than the old setup, but I believe that it allows me to use the setup and the space much better in here to be able to actually hang out in here, and you know, rather than getting in and out all the time on cold nights, you can actually stay in here, and yeah, I'll show you guys around. So I've decided before I do the grand tour, I thought I'd cook up some dinner first, because it's getting on a bit late tonight and I haven't had any dinner yet. But I'll just show you the setup. So I've got this little companion single burner stove that runs off the propane or LPG 1 pound cylinders. And the reason I chose that was because I've acquired a Mr. Buddy heater which also runs off the same fuel source, so I thought it was sensible to have both a cooker and heater that run off the same fuel system. Plus I've also got the adapter that I can use to recharge these 1 pound bottles off a 9 kilo LPG cylinder, so I won't have to continually keep buying those bottles and be wasteful. But I've got this little side table that I've really loved that I picked up from Bunnings as well. I use for like a little coffee table when we're out camping, and sitting in here it actually makes for a really good little cooking table or eating table as well. But I'll just quickly show you the side bench that I've put in there, but I'll speak more about that in the tour a bit later on. So anyway, I'm going to cook up a meal here. You'll also notice that I've got the little 18 litre King's fridge right beside me as well, which is super duper handy, easy to access that from the seating position here. So essentially I don't even have to get out of the vehicle to cook and to get the food. You'll also notice that I've got these things strapped to the side of the fridge as well. So this one here is the eating utensils, and this one here is cooking utensils. So everything is within arm's reach while I'm sitting on the bed slash couch here. But again, I'll show you that on the tour. So what I'm going to have for dinner tonight is some nice barbecue marinated Scotch fillets and a nice Caesar salad on the side. I've also got a nice drink too. Actually, let's get the drink out first. Let's see what we got here. I've been really enjoying these lately. They're James Squire's ginger beer, and it's a low sugar one as well. So, you know, not too bad on the old waistline as well, but really nice drink, and I really enjoy these ones. So let's crack this bad boy open. That's delicious. Alright, so I've got everything set up. Let's let's get some cooking utensils out of the nifty little side pocket here. Where have we got? There he is, the tongs. Got my tongs. And let's get this steak out. There it is. Steak. I do realise I'm cooking in here with a gas stove. I've got the carbon monoxide detector in here as well, so safety first, of course. And here we are, barbecue pork scotch fillets. You might have seen me eat these on a few other videos as well. I really enjoy these. They're really tasty and pre-marinated, of course. Alright, let's get this stove started. Beautiful. I've also got the window behind me cracked as well, so hopefully we shouldn't gas ourselves out. I bought these handy little travel containers too from Aussie Disposals. I've got, well, this one is for cooking oil. I've got the little salt and pepper shaker ones. I've got one for sugar, one for washing detergent, that sort of thing. So just so we don't have to bring big bottles with us and they can sit underneath here. Ah, that's tasty. All right. Always find I have trouble opening these things. That wasn't too bad. I'm only going to have one, not going to be greedy. Not particularly hungry tonight anyway, so I've got a really big Caesar salad in here as well, so cook up this bad boy. And just so happens that I've got plates in here with the utensils as well. Let's get a plate out. Plate. And then I've got all my forks and knives in here as well. I think I'm going to, hang on, let's turn this down a little bit. I think I'm going to crack the door open a little bit. See, it's going to get warm in here very quickly. There we go, that's better. Well, I think that steak's nice and done now. What I'm going to do is transfer, let's put that up there for now, put that on there, and then we can get our meal ready down here. Transfer to dining mode. Caesar ready. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly. Little bacon bits in there. Come on. Come on now. Oh yeah. Cheesy bits. Where's the little rip off? There it is. There we go. Some cheesy bits in there. Cheesy bits. Some crouton. Don't need them all. Just a few. Crouton. And then of course the dressing. Is this ranch? The Caesar salad dressing, whatever it's called. Oh yeah. Oh, a bit of an oversight there. I've got a rubbish bag. Oh well, we'll have to put that one on the list. you can sit on there. Right, let's get the steak onto my plate. I might tip this oil out while it's still hot, then it'll be less of a mess to clean up afterwards. Let's tip that bad boy out. Oh, Jesus! Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Oh, you wouldn't read about it. Oh, no. Oh, hang about. The steak landed on top of all of the rubbish that fell off. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'll just cock that right up. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus. Do you know what happened? When I went to get up, the carpet slid and tipped the table over. But the saving grace was that the steak actually landed on top of all the rubbish that fell onto the carpet. So we're not in too bad... Oh, where's my knife gone? There it is. We're not in too bad shape at the moment. Note to self, we need to fix that carpet down a little bit better, I think. Right. Oh my goodness. Drinking on the job, eh? Do you in every time. Alright. Let's see if this isn't too gritty then. Perfectly garnished with sand and grit from the floor. That'd be a bit overdone. That's right. It's still delicious. So I've actually picked a really good night to come out. It's really clear at the moment, which would lead you to believe that it's going to be a really cold night, but overnight the cloud cover is going to come in and we're looking at a bit of rain in the morning. The low's only like 5 degrees Celsius, so it's going to be fairly warm-ish overnight. I did bring my Master Buddy heater, but I don't even know that I'll use it. We might just turn it on just for a minute or two just to heat it up, because it heats this space up really quickly. Just to see how it goes, and yeah, we might just put it away, because I think it's just going to get way too hot in here otherwise. Because 5 degrees is a really nice temperature for sleeping in here. It's almost a bit too warm with the C-6 sleeping bag that I've got, so we'll be more than comfortable tonight, which is odd because the last big trip I did was nearly, 6 weeks ago, and it was way colder then, and you know, we're in the middle of winter now. It's the 28th of June at the moment, so we're in the middle of winter, and it's 5 degrees overnight, so go figure. But so far everything's working out how I hoped it would. Everything's within arm's reach. Having way more bench space up here is actually a saving grace as opposed to the previous setup. And being able to have a fridge in here too. We see a lot of guys, you know, that have full-length bed truck campers that don't even put fridges in there, so that really lends itself to being able to do some stealth camping in this setup as well, even more so. Like I've done some stealth camping before, but this way, well, actually, sorry, I lied. The only thing that would preclude you from doing stealth camping properly in this is if you need to do a number twos, because I don't think I'm set up to do that. I've got my pea bottle, so I can do number ones, but number twos is a showstopper. If you didn't need to do number twos, you could stay in here for 24 hours, no problems. You might be a bit stiff, but everything is in here. Alright, now I'm going to attempt to tip the plate out again without causing an absolute catastrophe. Might just park the salad up there for now. That'll make cleaning up a little bit easier. Alright, let's have some salad. Those pre-made Caesar salads never cease to satisfy, and just so happens that I can use it as a rubbish bin now. So what I might do now in terms of cleaning up is I'm going to put some water in the frying pan and heat it up, give it a quick scrub out. And I have a way of dispensing water, which I had in my previous setup. If you hadn't seen that, I used to have a corner cupboard over here, and I had a stainless steel bowl with one of those little electric faucet pump things. Well, I've incorporated that sort of into this build. I'm not quite finished yet, but I've got a 5 litre water container down here, and I've got the faucet pumping out of there. Actually, you can go over there. You can go over there for the moment. We'll bring the cooker back down. And it is just under you guys there. Easy as that. And I need to get my little pot scrubber out and some detergent, which, bear with me a second. Is it right under here? So let's chuck a bit of detergent in there and heat him up. Where to put the lighter? There it is. And we'll just heat it up slightly and give it a wipe out. And what I'll do is I'll open the back door again so I can tip the water out once it's finished. Get open. Give the pan a bit of a scrub out. Oh, perfect. Now that dinner's finished, it's time to try out something that I've wanted to do in this setup for quite some time, but just didn't have the real estate to be able to set it up. Hopefully I've got enough phone service and this is going to work for us, but let's... Yeah, I don't know whether it's going to let me. I don't think I've got enough phone service. Well, it seems as though I haven't got enough internet connection here to be able to run the old Google TV, but that's all right. We'll entertain ourselves by other means tonight. I've got my laptop here with some good old All Things Outdoors videos loaded up on it. We might go back and watch some of my old videos and entertain ourselves that way.
Driving on the tracks, so much more. Come along with old.
Flat. Oh, I can see daylight through there. Can you? Yep. I must have looked on. It's a straight shot from here. Okay, it's time for the guided tour of the updated, well, it's not really updated, it's complete new design. So we're calling it the Mark III because this is the third iteration of the diagonal dual cab ute camper setup that I've made, and I believe that this is absolutely dialed in now because it uses almost every square inch of available space to either store something or allow for living space while you're in here, so that you can be in here for longer periods and not have to go outside if the weather's inclement or whatever. But probably the biggest feature of the new setup is the trifold bed design. So you'll see back there at the head of the backrest that there's a hinge, and you'll notice that I can also lift up the front of the bed here. So what happens is the hinge can fold down and the whole thing slides back to reveal a flat platform to sleep in that diagonal configuration that I sleep in. But the happy accident that also happens is that it allows you to have this little lift up space where I've got a whole range of camping gear and cooking stuff stored under there, which you can access whilst you're in the cabin. And then, as you can see, the mattress becomes the cushions to sit on while you're in the sofa mode. So it's kind of like a futon, really, I guess. And that makes for a very comfortable sitting position while you're in here. The only problem is I'm very limited with like headroom, so everything had to be, you know, within the millimetre, or maybe not that close, but within the centimetre to allow for enough headroom to sit up, but also allow for enough room to store things underneath. And also, you know, with the other parts of it, that they all sort of affect each other, so I had to be really close with all the tolerances. So the frame itself is just a simple 19mm pine frame. I think it's they're 140mm planks. You'll notice I've got those ridges, these ridges that are on the floor. These 19mm pine panels just slot into those really nicely. So it's not actually locked in to the tub in any way. It's just purely just sitting there, and it's held there by the ridges of the tub liner holding it in place. Now, to again make every piece of available real estate available to store things, I've cut cubby holes into the side there, which will allow me to use those wings to stuff things in. You'll notice here that I've got a 300 watt inverter, which is plugged into the cigarette socket there that runs off my auxiliary battery, which I can use to power a laptop, or the TV you saw that was plugged in there that really didn't do anything for us anyway because we didn't have any phone service. But at least we can power stuff, AC devices, while we're in here, and they conveniently can sit up on this beautiful side, I don't know whether it's a shelf or I'll call it a bench top actually, the side bench top here, which gives you a massive amount of room to place things, whether it's, as you saw, I put the cooker up there while I was using the table to eat off. The laptop can go up there, the TV. I've also got my original solar control there with the USB port, so you can charge your phone, keep an eye on your power levels and everything like that. So having that there is just ideal for being able to put things and not be in the way. The only thing is though, because of the nature of the way I sleep, obviously sleeping diagonally, I had to ensure that my feet could fit under here when they're laid out like they're in the diagonal configuration once the bed's all laid out. So, which didn't leave me a lot of room, because you can see how close it is to the bottom of the window there. So there was a very fine tolerance again. So everything is within the centimetre of each other to ensure that you know, everything fits. A couple of other things too. I've got one of those bed organiser things. There's a pocket there with Bluetooth speakers, and I keep the carbon monoxide detector. One there's just an empty one. I could put a drink bottle. The big pocket here has my 5 litre water tank in it, and you can see it's plumbed into the faucet there. Now, I really would like to incorporate a sink in again, just because, you know, if I'm cooking in here, it'd be nice to have a sink to be able to wash dishes and that sort of thing. And it also needs to be accessible from the tailgate as well, like my fridge and all the cooking stuff here is as well, if I want to cook out on the tailgate. So I'm trying to think of a way where I can incorporate a sink in somewhere here. Obviously I'm limited with the sink having to come flush with the table here, so I don't hit it with my feet when I'm sleeping. So it may have to be some sort of thing that sits up a bit higher like that. And you know, then I can have access to it when I'm in here as well as out on the tailgate too. So that is that. Now moving across to the other side, I've used the hang on, just let me switch the lights over so I'm not blinding you guys. You've seen me use the King's, I think it's an 18 litre or it's a 15 litre. This is one of those centre console fridges, and it's just having to turn itself off again because I hate, God I hate these cigarette sockets. It's running off the 12 amp hour power pack, which is tucked in behind there. But the only downfall of those things is the bloody cigarette sockets. They're so finicky and they fall out so easily. Anyway, I'm running it off that at the moment purely because the cable that I have for the fridge doesn't reach all the way across there from where the outlet is from the auxiliary battery, so it's just running off the 12 amp hour external power bank at the moment. Anyway, getting back to what I was doing, so it's sitting on the little side wing there that's not part of the sliding mechanism for the trifold bed, and it's popped up a little bit and it just sits there quite nicely, and the way it's oriented, it's facing towards me, so I can open it up from the sitting position here, reach in there quite easily, and yeah, it seems to work quite well. Now, I haven't slept in here with this running yet, so we'll see how it goes tonight, whether it makes a lot of noise or whatever, which isn't a big deal. I mean, I've only got some milk in there and it's not going to be super warm tonight anyway, so I'm not terribly fussed. I may just turn it off so it doesn't annoy me while I'm sleeping. And again, like I said before, I want everything accessible from the tailgate if I decided to cook on the tailgate and not cook in here if the weather's nice. Hence why I've got my utensil kits that are strapped to the side of the fridge, so they're accessible from the position where I'm sitting here, or you can access them when you're standing on the tailgate there. So I've got the, you know, forks, knives, plates in that one, and the big one over here has the egg flips, the cooking, all of the cooking type utensils in that one, which then again keeps them up out of the way. They're not too intrusive on the living space, and yeah, reachable from the outside. And that little companion single burner stove that you saw me use before is, it's a little bit hard to see down there, but it's strapped onto the back side of that, so you can again reach that from the tailgate. And I did have this nifty little kitchen storage shelf sorted that was going to fit in that space there, and I pushed the fridge forward a little bit to accommodate for it. but then I found out that I couldn't lift the seat up to access the storage underneath, so I'm going to have to sort of rework that one, I think, and think of something else, another way to store all of the kitchen items that are easily accessible. And again, I've cut a little cubby hole into that wing as well for access to items down there, just like things like paper towel and toilet paper and a few other odds and ends as well. But that's about as far as it goes for all of the modifications thus far. I am working on another idea for the blackout curtains. You'd seen me use the Reflectix stuff before, and it's kind of sort of a bit, I won't say dodgy, but it's, you know, it's just a piece of Reflectix that's cut out to fit inside there, and it doesn't look particularly nice. It does help with the insulation in here a little bit, I think, and keeping the condensation down. But what I'm working on now is I bought a moving blanket from Bunnings, and you know, if you've seen moving blankets before, it's almost like a, you know, insulated type blanket, really. You know, it's not temperature insulation, it's there to insulate your precious items when you're moving house, to stop them from getting scratched or banged up. But I've seen people use moving blankets to cover the windows, both for a blackout and also for insulation purposes. And I bought these neodymium, I think they're called neodymium magnets, which are a really strong magnet, and they're tiny little magnets, which I'm going to attempt to sew into a hem on the moving blankets, and then I can literally just magnetize the blackout curtain to the windows in here, so they're easy to put on and remove really quickly, rather than stuffing around like I do putting those Reflectix blackouts into the windows, which I'm going to do very shortly as well, to get the place blacked out for sleeping. But yeah, it's still, I guess it's still a little bit of a work in progress, but I have really high hopes for this setup, because it just opens up the realm of possibilities of living space in here and being able to spend more time in here, like if the weather's bad, or you know, you're in a stealth camping situation where you can just hang out in here, have your entertainment, have access to water, have access to your food in the fridge, have access to utensils, and when it's time for sleeping, you change the configuration into the sleeping position, and it's fairly easy to do that. I'll show you in a minute, when I get ready for bed, how quickly you can convert from chair mode or sofa mode into bed mode and get everything set up. But for now, we're just going to kick back, watch some videos, and just rest and relax and enjoy the evening. Not particularly cold at the moment, given it's the middle of winter, but yeah, really enjoying chilling out in here, and it's really comfortable so far. I'm really pleased with it. Another classic from All Things Outdoors. Alright, well, we're after 10 o'clock now, so I think it's time to demonstrate the trifile bed deployment. We'll call it deployment, yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, here we go. That'd be right. As soon as I go to film it, it becomes difficult. That'd be right, I think. No. I'm not selling it very well, am I? Okay. Now we're right. Right, we're down. We are down. Go over there. this all laid out. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's it. I've practiced it about 3 or 4 times and it was much more fluid than that, I assure you. So don't be disheartened by how difficult that looked. So anyway, it's just a matter of rolling out the sleeping bag and we're good to go. And the good thing is I've got space either side of me now to put my clothes and everything down as well too. So that is really handy as well. Anyway, we'll get the sleeping bag out and we'll get tucked in. Yeah. Have I mentioned before how much I love this sleeping bag? I think I have. Clothes spot. That's pretty cool actually. Awesome. Now it's time to use the facilities, so this is where you guys depart. Catch you guys in the morning and I'll let you know how well the sleeping setup has gone in the morning. Anyway, night guys. Morning folks. Some milk. Stir. Wow, that's hot. Well, I think that's been a highly successful first mission. Mission's probably a loose term. First trial of the trifold transforming diagonal dual cab ute camper system. I do need to do some work on the actual mechanism itself because it seems to be catching somewhere. I do need to probably do a bit more sorting of where all my items are so that I'm not having to go underneath quite so often. This table is super handy and I use it quite a few times, so I might find a place where I can mount it outside of that so it's easy to set up really quickly. Because I could probably cook on this surface up here, but I'd just be concerned about the flame. It might be all right, a fair distance there. Being too close to there and melting some surfaces, but we might do a trial of that at some stage. But yeah, the table's been super helpful, even like not only just to cook off, but to eat off as well. So. But it's certainly made the space feel so much bigger just because you've got leg room. I guess that's probably the key, that you feel like you're actually in a seated, sitting up position and not just like laying down on a bed all the time. because that's like all of the truck camping videos that I watch. Most of them are in those long bed trucks, and the bed is actually lengthwise, and it's just set up all the time, and they've got a bit of a walkway down the side where they can sit on the bed and, you know, cook in that space. And it makes it feel a whole heap bigger than what it actually is. So I think making this system transformable from sit up to lay down has made a huge difference. And having a whole heap more bench space as well to store things. I bring way too much stuff with my trips, so I need to get better at organising things. But successful trip nonetheless. I'll sit here and finish my coffee, then we'll get packed up and head back home to the chaos, no doubt. Tell you what, I really love the ability to just go and jump in the driver's seat and drive off. Really makes getting in and out of camp nice and easy, especially the stealth camping aspect. No setup, no pack down. Yeah, as I said before, probably, well, most definitely a successful first use of the trifold transforming diagonal dual cab ute camper setup. Yeah, love the foot space. It gives it much more of a roomy feel, and yeah, easy to cook in there with the fridge and everything. It's fantastic. I love that. I tell you what, that little fridge impresses me every time I use it. But folks, look out for more adventures from All Things Outdoors. Thanks guys, see you later.